Super Mario Galaxy 2 is my favorite game of all time, so I'm excited that it's most likely gonna come back to the Nintendo Switch 2 for Mario's 40th anniversary. Why is that? Well, we definitely aren't getting a new 3D Mario game so soon after Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza, aka the Mario Odyssey prequel. However, we still need a game to stall for a 3D Mario, and Super Mario Galaxy 2 is the biggest one that hasn't been remade yet. There are several ways they could add it to the Switch 2. It could be an exclusive add-on for Super Mario 3D All-Stars, it could come back with a new side game like Bowser's Fury, or it could just return alone. Since it is my favorite game, I have higher expectations for it. In this video, I'll be talking about how I think the game could be improved and changed for the better. What can they do? What can they add? So many different answers, so let's get into it. My first expectation is that they reconstruct the entire game from scratch. With how powerful the Nintendo Switch 2 is, I expect way more than just a 4K HD port of the game, especially if I'm likely gonna have to pay $70 to be able to access it. Remodel everything from the ground up so that it just feels fresh. Enhance the textures and add more details. I would want them to keep the same art style, just enhance it based on what we have. Don't overdo the art style to make it look like Mario Odyssey or something, otherwise it would just lose its charm. Overall, building the game from scratch isn't too high of an expectation, and honestly should not be too hard given what Nintendo is capable of today. My next expectation is probably the best thing they can do to Super Mario Galaxy 2 to make it more fun for us OGs, which involves altering some of the missions. Basically, I am suggesting that they change some of the prankster comets around. That way, they can still change a lot in the game without having to alter the main aspect of the galaxies too much. Add new types of comets, like one that makes you do the level in reverse. And an even better idea is to change the green star locations in the post-game. This one definitely should not be too hard, as all they gotta do is find new hiding spots for them. This could make for some sick new exploration even for us OGs. Heck, they can even add green stars to Grandmaster Galaxy while they're at it. Finally, the chimp missions. See, those can stay, but every level that had the chimp deserves an additional original mission. Levels like Shiverburned Galaxy and Melty Molten Galaxy are great, but each have chimp missions that waste up its slots. So even one new mission with new planets and areas to explore would be refreshing. I almost suggested getting rid of the chimp altogether, but this new generation deserves to suffer just like the rest of us OGs. Sorry not sorry. P.S. Fix the final boss. The actual level before it is amazing and one of the best Bowser levels ever, but the final boss battle itself is so underwhelming. They can either make it more challenging when we get to this part, or they can just make a third stage of the final boss so that it really ends the game off with a bang. All of these changes would not harm us OGs in any way. It would keep the game faithful while altering extra stuff like comets and challenges to give us a fresh breath of air. My next expectation is that they should add entirely new galaxies to the game. I'd say at most 2 new galaxies in each world. By doing this, it would add lots of length to the game since it is stalling for the next 3D Mario game. We would have completely original levels, boss battles, and hopefully even music. I honestly don't think this is too unrealistic, since what else would we get for brand new mainline Mario content anyways? Those new levels could possibly utilize missing power-ups, such as the Ice Flower and the Red Star. Anything that was lost in potential can finally come to its rise. My next expectation is that they fix World S. This is quite literally the only weak world in the game. Half of it is just ported content from Super Mario Galaxy 1. I expect way more for a final special world. My idea is that they combine Mario Squared Galaxy and Twisty Trials Galaxy, as they have similar environments already. Just make it so that you have to reach the Mario planet by completing the Twisty Trials. My second idea is that for Boss Blitz Galaxy, they should add more segments in between each boss battle instead of having us jump from one ported boss to another ported boss. For example, they can take Stone Cyclone Galaxy a tiny little planet deemed as a full level, and have it as an approaching segment for Bouldergeist, which is pretty fitting. Another idea for Boss Blitz Galaxy is to change some of the bosses in the Comet mission. I'd personally swap out Major Burrows and Fiery Dino Piranha for Camella and Mega Leg, just for some variety. Keep in mind that if they want to combine levels, it leaves us room for even more new levels than just the 2 in every world I suggested. I think all of this would make World S far more interesting. My next expectation is way more realistic than anything else I have suggested so far, and that is an online co-op mode. Much like how Super Mario 3D World gained this feature, I would expect the same for Super Mario Galaxy 2. Just let us play as different characters and have fun with our friends while playing this amazing new and fresh revamp of a game. Even Super Mario Bros. Wonder has an online co-op mode. Now, this is where the online idea becomes less realistic and honestly pretty delusional, but a fun way to keep the replayability of the game is to add an online game mode. Much like Mario Odyssey has Balloon World, they can definitely just have that back. They can even add a boss rush mode, like Bowser's Kaboom Squad from Mario Party Jamboree, where we have to rely on teamwork to defeat bosses in a new way. Heck, we can have a game that utilizes the red star. There is just so much they can do here, especially since online co-op is already gonna be a big deal here. Finally, my last expectation. Do you remember when Super Mario 3D World was added to the Nintendo Switch? They made a brand new, small side game called Bowser's Fury. I think they should do something like that for Super Mario Galaxy 2. It can honestly be anything, but my idea is that it's a game based on Rosalina's storybook from Super Mario Galaxy 1, where we play through new galaxies as Rosalina herself. If they do this, they wouldn't even have to add 2 new galaxies in every world like I suggested earlier in the video. This is also a way for us to have some form of new mainline Mario content. And that is it. We have made it to the end. Anyways, regardless of how much Super Mario Galaxy 2 is changed on the Switch 2, I'm still gonna be excited to be able to play it again. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Peace out.